ooh, you know the pain when it goes, you won't, but it goes right up.
Yeah, that happens every time we have a period. We cope with it.
Welcome to WatchMojoUK, and today we're looking at the most hilarious moments from the latest series of Clarkson's Farm. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
That is Richard Hammond, if you spill his pint.
Number 10. Harriets Tik Toks. With Kaleb away on his nationwide tour at the beginning of the series, Jeremy is left dealing with the farm alone over the winter and spring.
Do you know what TikTok is?
What? TikTok? I've heard of it.
She's a TikToker.
This means managing all the animals because Lisa's too busy with her perfume project to help, and also taking care of planting next year's crops. He asks Charlie to get someone in to do what Kaleb usually does, and along comes Harriet, who turns out to be a TikTok star as well as a farmer.
Oh God, look, she's already been TikToking. That's diddly squat, so she's already, yeah.
Jeremy and Charlie take a break to watch one of her TikToks and are utterly baffled by the kinds of things young people are doing and watching these days, resolving that maybe TikTok isn't for them.
I don't really understand TikTok.
Number 9. Dodgy Pub.
Oh!
What do you mean,
Oh my God, there's something, I don't know if it's...
What is it?
Look, what? It's like a really big...
It's a sluggy thing.
Because his on-site restaurant plans have been scuppered once again, Jeremy decides he's going to renew his cooperative dream with other farms in the area and open a pub that only serves British food and drink. It takes him a while to find the perfect pub, but we're more interested in this very imperfect pub, the Coach and Horses, which he tours with Lisa.
No wonder
What I love...
Is that what smells?
They find problem after bizarre problem, from slugs breeding in the water pipes to bits of the ceiling collapsing. Still not dissuaded, he got Alan the Builder in, who said that all the problems were easily fixed, as long as Jeremy was willing to stump up £500,000 to pay him.
Oh! Oh, man! That is bad. Oh!
Number 8. Cow Auction. Harriet returns for a spell to help Jeremy at a cow auction, under vague instructions from Charlie about what sort of cows they should buy.
We got them 16-20.
I'm sorry, did you just buy them?
Yeah.
But just like the first two series, Jeremy's attempts to buy livestock at auction go horribly wrong when he barely understands the auctioneer and ends up accidentally buying cows he doesn't want. He even bids against himself at one point, only to be sternly told off by Harriet, who knows exactly what she's doing.
Did I buy that?
You bought it twice, yeah. You bid yourself up.
When they return to Diddley Squat though, it turns out that he's brought the wrong cows. These ones are nowhere near ready to be butchered and are going to be on the farm being fattened up for months.
Yeah, but you said don't get fat ones.
I said buy fat ones to you.
You said get store cattle, late store, not fat.
Number 7. Goat Collars.
We're going to fit each of you with an electrical collar. And then, if you go near the end of the boundary I've prescribed, you will receive an audible warning.
The goats are around for another year, and Jeremy comes up with a new way to get them clearing brambles and weeds without having to put up fences. App-controlled shock collars. Miraculously, the collars and app work, keeping the goats penned in with no pens.
Well, hang on.
He hasn't been shocked.
Oh,
there we
he
go.
has.
Yeah,
He
he
has.
has. And he's come back.
Didn't like it.
Like an electric fence though, there's a learning curve for the goats, as they realise that the collars are going to give them a zap if they stray too far. But he starts all this off by giving the goats a speech that's only slightly less strict than the one he later gives the new staff at his pub. And then they start trying to eat his clothes, of course.
Now, stand still. Have you managed to get one on yet?
Yep.
Don't eat my shirt.
Number 6, the septic tank.
Go on over, Jeremy, and have a look down them holes. You have a look down there.
Clarkson eventually does get his hands on a pub, but this one's got a lot of problems too, including a broken, overflowing septic tank. This likely smell even worse than the moldy mushroom pipes in Series 3, with waste disposal men working to pull out the pieces of the tank that had broken apart.
You got to bear in mind, this was the 60s or 70s and never been cleaned out of touch.
Two bizarre things come out of the septic tank though. First, an old mobile that seems to have been down there for decades after someone flushed it. And then, a grown man.
That man is in there.
Yes.
He's going on holiday tomorrow.
It turns out all that refuse was coming up because he was actually down there passing it through the narrow tubes, doing quite possibly the worst job in the entire world.
All right.
Well, I'm better than you.
Coming in? Yeah, oh yeah,
I'm too fat, mercifully.
Number 5. Richard Ham.
But hang on. Look at... Jesus Christ.
That's so tiny.
Really tiny.
This year's pigs have a problem, a very small problem. One of the litters had a runt, and that runt is now struggling to get enough food. This gives them a dilemma. Do they send him to slaughter, knowing they'll be paying to get very little meat, or do they keep him and feed him for no good reason? First though, they have to name him, settling on the perfect moniker immediately.
What should we call it?
Richard.
Ham. Is it a boy?
Richard Ham. It's little.
Poor Richard Ham never grows much bigger, but Jeremy comes up with a solution, keeping him around as a new male pig after the last one got too boisterous, to encourage the sows to get into heat when necessary.
No, because he's now going, don't do this, they're all going to think I'm little. Look how feisty he's become.
Number 4. Bull negotiations.
Whoa!
Jeremy eventually decides that he wants to buy his own bull so he doesn't have to keep paying for artificial insemination or bull rentals when it's that time of year, but accidentally goes for the most expensive breeder in the West Country.
That's a lot of beef you've got to sell. 5?
I tell you what I'll do. I'll do them for 5.5 if I can get some space penises and bee juice when I deliver them.
You're done.
The negotiations go to pot when Jeremy gets involved before Charlie's finished getting the price down, though the deal is sweetened when he's told that Kaleb recently installed some fence posts upside down.
He put gates in across the road there. He put the posts in upside down.
I'm sorry, just say that again, only much louder.
Later, Kaleb and Jeremy try to wrangle the bull, Endgame, to get him to the field with the cows, only to be chased out of the pen. When they finally do get him there, the cows mount Endgame rather than the other way round.
But they're chasing him.
Yep. Nope.
Why are they chasing him?
Number 3. New tractor.
Ta-da! Ha-ha! Check it out! It's a Lamborghini again!
There were a lot of problems with Jeremy's silver Lambo in the previous series, so he decides that he finally needs to get a new one when the silver one ends up not having enough horsepower to plow the fields. After lining up half a dozen more sensible tractors from agriculture firms, he presents his new tractor to Kaleb. Surprise, surprise, it's another, even bigger Lamborghini.
85.
85?
85,000. On a
16 plate?
Yeah.
85,000?
85,000.
Kaleb is a picture of disappointment until Jeremy eventually reveals the price, and it turns out it's far, far cheaper than all the other smaller tractors he looked at.
What's this?
My new tractor. Well, I say new tractor.
But why have you got it?
But Kaleb changes his tune when Charlie turns up, deciding that actually, he hates this Lambo too, and it's dodgy sat-nav.
You got me in trouble now.
You said it was a good tractor.
I mean, good for the value. I think in terms of the one that you've got 200 horsepower. This is 340, so £80,000.
don't need 340.
I agree. I'm on your side.
Number 2, cheated at harvest.
You promise you'll let me know?
Yeah.
They've got 3 weeks to get the pub up and running, but simultaneously, the crops are ready to be harvested. Jeremy's at the pub but orders Kaleb to let him know when the barley is ready, except Kaleb decides he doesn't need Jeremy's help and gets going on his own.
Right, where the bloody hell is he? There he is. There he is.
Jeremy finds out because Kaleb posts online that he's harvesting and goes down there to tell him off in a rare moment where it seems he's actually genuinely annoyed.
Here's a tip from an older, wiser man. If you're going to try and do the harvest without me, don't put pictures of yourself doing the harvest on Instagram.
Then again, maybe he should have let Kaleb do it himself, since the chaos of preparing the pub and harvesting the crops gets on top of him.
When were you going to tell me?
When I finish the barley.
Number 1. Public loos.
I've just found the photographs in one of these documents. So they drilled holes from cubicle to cubicle.
The problem for Jeremy's eventual pub was its attached picnic sites, which once had some outside loos that were used liberally as a cottaging hotspot for years. The previous owners knocked the loos down without the council's permission, after begging the council to let them get rid of the picnic sites and its mandatory toilet provision, and failing. Far from stopping the after-dark activities, this meant the pub's car park became a dogging site instead.
And on the road sign outside the pub, there was even more of a clue.
Worse, it's a dogging site infamous across Oxfordshire and Gloucestershire, and they've been littering an array of items, including used underwear and prophylactics. Thankfully, the council does eventually let them get rid of the picnic area.
They left gentleman magazines lying around, wrote... This was pre-mobile telephone numbers, so they wrote their home phone numbers and addresses on the wall saying, I'm looking for a good time.
Let us know in the comments your favourite moments from Diddly Squat this year.
Oh, God, have I done it wrong?
Well, we've not done it right.